Hello guys, welcome to Midnight Reddit Stories. Today I'll be reading two stories from our cheating stories. Enough yapping, let's dive into the stories. Me and my wife used to hang out with my best friend and his family all the time. I mean, whenever we wanted to do something on weekend, they were our go-to people. I knew the guy for years before I met my wife. We were in each other's weddings. I was his best man. We were the first to congratulate each other when our kids were born. There was a real trust between us, so much so that I'd trust him to take my wife back home after some parties while I was at home with a kid. To be clear, these parties were not some crazy with strangers, but rather meetups for a few drinks with our common group of friends. I would stay home with our daughter, as the first couple of years my wife took care of her while I was going out, so after our kid was not so dependent on her mother, I had no problem letting my wife have some fun. Somehow these going outs and rides home became almost a regular thing, but since I knew everyone involved closely and I trusted them, I didn't think much of it. Until one night I was out, and she had some drinks with her friend at home. She was sleeping when I came back, and in the morning I woke up before her. I went to the other room, and our laptop was open. I woke it from sleep mode, and her email was open. Top of the message list, I saw an unread message from someone who had the same first name as my friend. I didn't open the message immediately as I trusted her and didn't want to invade her privacy. But it bugged me. I didn't know any other guy that she knows with the same name, and it doesn't make sense that my friend would write her an email without me knowing it. So I decided to check it out. And I got hit hard by the content of the whole conversation. It was my friend and they were going back and forth about how they'd like to and there was a picture of my wife's for his pleasure. To be fair, none of the messages indicated that they already It was kind of dirty chatting and a few pics, but it still pissed me off. So I woke her up, screamed at her, and stormed out of the apartment. I called the guy we met. He told me that they kissed once when they were drunk, and I was already asleep at a New Year's party at our home, and then again on my birthday, again at our home, again when I was sleeping. Apparently that second time his wife caught them, but all of them kept it a secret from me as it only happened these two times, and it was a mistake, and his wife forgave them and shit like this. Sure, a fucking mistake, which you follow up with emails about fucking each other's brain out and pictures of tits. I told his wife about the emails. A few awful months followed. We broke up any contact with the guy and his family and somehow managed to fix our relationship. Still, she never admitted to him, and it bothered me, but I didn't have any proof, so I left it alone. Fast forward 7 years, we had a second kid, and we were celebrating our 12th marriage anniversary in a nice cottage in the mountains. After kids were asleep, we sat out and enjoyed some drinks and an open conversation when it turned to the guy, and she admitted that she was for 6 months back then. I was lost. I was angry, hurt, humiliated, but at the same time, I appreciated her honesty. She didn't have to admit it. I did not push her. She just wanted to come clean. And it's been 7 years of a truly great relationship after these events, so I didn't even know how to react. We had a rough time for several months after that. I reached out to the guy, and he confirmed it, so of course, I told his wife everything. It took time, but things settled, and now we're back to the great relationship we had before, but even 5 years after her admission, I am writing this post because I honestly can't forget about it. I still feel angry and humiliated, but I also love my wife very much. So that's how I live now, with the knowledge that the woman I love was capable of something so evil, and that sucks. If you're enjoying the video, remember to like and subscribe, as it helps out the channel. My wife, a 45-year-old female, and I, 44-year-old male, have been married 20 years. When we met in college, I had a lot of experience with and she claimed to be a virgin. She's legit always been pretty terrible in bed, not putting in much effort. I've always been the one to initiate, suggest new things, and make it happen. She's me a few times, but then said she didn't like it. We tried once, and while it looked like she liked it, afterward she said she didn't want to do it again. That was 15 years ago, and I've suggested but never pushed. We've never had a dead bedroom, and we once or twice per week. She rarely initiates, but she seems to enjoy it, and she always. She started a new job 5 months ago and has been a little more distant at times, but otherwise totally normal. The job requires her to travel 2 to 3 times per month, 1 to 2 days per trip, sometimes longer. We are having dinner together, going out, snuggling, having She's at her mother's house for a few days, and my laptop shit the bed, so I started using hers. A couple weeks ago, we were talking about some old movies of the two kids who are now in college and searched MP4. A bunch of the movies I was looking for came up, but also one of her spread eagle on a bed. It looks like a hotel room, and initially I thought she made it for me and chicken out sending it. She's never been aggressive about sex, and she never seems to want to talk about it. Then the camera moves, and it's obvious someone is now holding it. I found 11 videos of my wife with another man. I'm shocked and crushed she'd do this at all, but what I watched and heard has obliterated me. Every video is a hotel room, and it appears to be several different rooms. These videos are 20 to 60 minutes long with lots of starts and stops, and so it's hard to determine time periods. She is partially bound in most, and she is doing and saying absolutely filthy things. At one point she asks if she's his little and she opens her mouth and he spits into it, and she smiles and laughs. What's really f***ing with my head are all the things she's doing in the videos that she either refused to do with me or never mentioned any interest in doing. Oral, spitting, and all with no use. She's dirty talking to him the entire time. She doesn't even like to swear. She begs him to finish in her several times. She looks like she's totally 100% in love. I would swear in a court of law that woman looks like my wife, but it's not her. She's never shown me any proclivity to do any of the things she's doing. The hardest part is she looks so goddamn happy, elated, animated, in a way that she never has been, not even in the beginning with me. Some of the movies must have been them in the beginning because they aren't together, and watching her touch herself and say she can't stop thinking about his is really gutting me. Someone help me understand how I can know her for 20+ years and not know her at all. I'm truly blindsided by this and genuinely considered myself to be in touch with my wife and marriage. No signs she was unhappy, no evidence, and I asked if she wanted more in the bedroom. No idea she was into any S&M or and I know for a fact if I spat on her and called her a split she would have punched me. But there she is doing this with this stranger. They seem to know each other so well already in the videos. She knows how to react without him even asking. This could only have started within the last 5 months, because up till then she wasn't in any hotel rooms. What's really up is she comes home from these trips like nothing happened. She usually initiates too, and I figured she just missed me. I'm beyond pissed she'd put her health and my health at risk, because we don't use either. She's had tubal ligation, and in retrospect, I've been getting this guy's seconds. I know I'm divorcing her, but I'm just trying to wrap my head around the total disconnect between what I watched and the person I thought I knew. Has this happened this way to anyone? It almost looks like she's having some kind of mental break from reality because it's so unlike her, but she's fine at home. I have been sitting on this for a few days, and she's not coming home for a few days. I'm thinking of just being gone when she gets home. I'm collecting evidence. I have an STI panel tomorrow. This whole thing is just That's it for today. Thanks for watching and stay tuned for more videos.